So this is the almighty Peugeot 607. Peugeot 607 production started in 1999, but this particular one is the phase 2. That's the first production, or the first series, started in 99 and ended sometime I think 2003 or late 2003. And then this particular model, which is the phase 2, started in 2004 if I'm not mistaken, and ended in 2010. Of course, a lot of people have been asking, how can I identify the phase 1 from phase 2? It's very easy. From the exterior of the car, you can tell the phase 1 from the phase 2. One of the differences that is very, very obvious is the fog lamp. Okay, the phase 2 has a round fog lamp, while the phase 2 has square one. Now, another differences here. This chrome finishing here, you will not find it on phase 1. And in fact, the front bumper is a little bit different, including the chrome attached on them. Likewise, on the phase 1, you will not find this chrome detailing here all over the body of the car. It's around the body of the vehicle, while the phase 2 comes with it. Then it depends on the production year as well. The phase 2, the phase 2, the tail lights, there are some of them that comes with complete different design from the phase 1, while some phase 1 actually phase 2 also comes with the phase 1 rear lights. But I think from 2008, from 2008 it became standard with this particular design, the rear light design. I don't know if this video is capturing it very well. So that's that. That's for people that want to tell the difference. I want to know the difference between the phase 1 and phase 2 from the outside of the vehicle. I think other than that, every other thing is the same. The good thing about this vehicle, why I love this Peugeot 607 so much, is how spacious the interior is. As in, it's like you are sitting in your sitting room. I'm 6'4" tall, and honestly, this is the only car I've sat on for the first time and feel like I wasn't uncomfortable in any way, shape or form. As in, I could spread my legs and still, even the person sitting behind me could still have enough space for his leg. Even me as well could still sitting and still feel comfortable behind. You can see, even though I've shifted this thing very, very back well, and still I can still sit back and I won't feel uncomfortable. That's how big and luminous, call it whatever, that this car is from the inside. It's just like you're in a sitting room. That's how big it is. So right. I'm not going to waste much time because this is more like a test drive. This comes with black interior, every part of it, but not really into black, so I intend to change it later to cream color, like that of my 406. Every part of it is still really okay. Lest I forget, this is 2007 production, so makes it like 12 years It's aged like 12 years now, so, and everything still works basically like new. Okay, let's check out the engine bay. Of course, this you can see here, before I even get to the engine bay, please, you now know what engine you'll be expecting to see. Right, so this is the ES9A V6 engine, and this engine was produced by Peugeot and Renault together. The two companies produced this particular engine. It's a V6 engine, as you can see the logo, the V6 badge, and the Peugeot logo here. So then is attached to 6-speed automatic gearbox, popularly known as AM6A. This particular one is AM6A. We have AM6B, AM6C. For example, you can find AM6C in some Peugeot 508, while AM6B you'll find it in some Peugeot 407, especially the ones with 4-cylinder engine, like in diesels and all that. So one of the things I love about the 607 is the front end, you know, and of course the remote control works with the rear view mirrors. No, you lock the door, they work with it. You unlock the door, they also respond to that. Let me see if I can capture it very well. For example, I see that, right? Okay. Yeah. So it also has the conventional deadlocking. So even when your windows are down and I want to lock the vehicle, you just press the windows, everything goes up, including the side mirror, everything closes. Yeah. So I think it's time to start the vehicle and go for a ride. Okay. Another thing about Peugeot 607, this is the ignition key. The blade part of the key looks exactly, in fact, it's almost the same with Peugeot 607 key. You know, when most people, when they see this key, they will say, oh, this is 407 key or 308 or thereabout. So this particular one, the difference for you to tell for Peugeot 607 phase 2 key from 407, 308, 307, no, not 307, they don't come with this type. No, yeah, phase 2 307 comes with it, 408, and so many other Peugeot cars, even RCZ. This is the key design. But the difference is here, looks it will look exactly like Peugeot 406 key. So okay. So like I mentioned earlier, the engine is AM6. This particular one has a RD4 radio, you know. This is the radio part, this is the AC control panel, and the center console. Of course, another thing I failed to mention when I opened the engine bay is the suspension kit. Now, this car comes with variable suspension. And what does variable suspension means? It means the higher the vehicle speed, the lower the suspension drops the body of the car. It becomes firmer, goes lower. The lower the vehicle speed, the higher it releases the shock absorber on the suspension, and they climb up again. So it controls the what's it called? The ground clearance. More especially, it just makes the vehicle more fun when it's on high speed. You know, it gives you even the encouragement to keep pushing, because the car will feel very solid on the ground. So you can actually control the suspension or how you want it to stay. For example, you can choose that it stays in sports mode permanently. When it drops down, that's what we call sport mode, and when it goes up, it's more like in comfort mode or automatic mode. So you can always control it if you don't want it to be in automatic zone or comfort mode. So to do that, it has a switch, override switch here. Press it, this particular one. Once you press it, you can see it's showing spot there. Okay, let's go back to, you can see this is the auto mode. It's more like the comfort mode. You press it down, it goes back to sport mode. So what this thing do is once it's the sport mode, even the steering wheel, which I'll come back to, will now be very, very heavy, whether the vehicle is moving or stationary or in high speed. Then it also comes with variable steering, and the variable steering is it makes the vehicle also fun to drive and safe. Not just fun, safer and fun to drive on a very high speed. It makes the steering very heavy when the car is on a high speed, so that you won't just switch it, and when you try to swerve a little, so it don't throw you out of the road or the vehicle loses control. It keeps the vehicles very solid so that you can actually control easily. You feel like you are the one turning the tire directly, unlike another system running it. That's one good thing about manual steering. Back in the days of 504 and 505, those that don't have power steering, so it gives you that full control of the vehicle while on high speed. But the power steering, the conventional power assisted steering, takes that from you. When you're on high speed, it can actually be very dangerous, most especially if the steering remains very soft, which the power assisted steering, or otherwise known as PAS, does. Because it's very soft, so you could see something and you do it like immediately, because it's very sensitive, the vehicle could lose control. But this one brings it's more like on high speed, it turns it into a manual steering. On low speed, it turns it back to normal power steering. So that's the good thing about this steering in Peugeot 607. And all the V6 comes with it. All Peugeot 607 phase 1, phase 2 with V6 engine, they come with this suspension. That's the variable suspension and the variable steering. So that's why this car is so good to have, and one of the things I enjoy. What else? Like I said, the car is very spacious, and another thing I love about this is the rear sub blind. Let me see if I can turn very well. I'll show you guys. Okay. Alright, so as you see it now, if I press this, is automatically controlled. You see? This is standard in all Peugeot 607, irrespective of the engine. So that's the good thing about this one. My 406 has it, but that one is manually controlled. You have to go there and shift it yourself. Okay. I hope I'm not forgetting anything. Actually, pointing out one or two things. Yes, it also comes with parking aid, right? Once you shift it and steer in reverse, there's this thing that monitors. To actually put I will come back to this later, maybe some other day, so you can check, sense if they are coming close to an object and warn you. That's all. Okay, I think it's time to start this up. If I'm not missing anything here, right? Very, very smooth. The good thing about this engine is once the engine warms up, in fact, even when you are inside, sometimes you even know the engine is running. The only way for you to know is from here, the RPM, you know, and yeah, the RPM will show you that engine is running. Other than that, it's so quiet that you won't know anything. Of course, it's a luxurious vehicle, and it's not meant for people who don't value good life. It's meant for somebody that wants to enjoy life, you know. Very big, very spacious. Oh, if I've opened the boot, oh come on, you will see that boot can swallow anything you put inside it. Anything you put there. I remember I did a trip with it some months ago, and it consumed about 200 kg. 200 kg, and the good thing is, even when he consumed it, the car still was level. It wasn't like the rear now was a little bit down while the front end was up. No, it was still level, and that is, I believe, was the work of the variable suspension. It still leveled the car and gave it even more, became more stable, or what we call balance while on high speed. Come on guys, I love this vehicle. The boot is so big, put anything you put on it, and this engine so powerful that I was pulling it with that 200 kg stuff. Still the speed was like, it was moving as if it didn't have any weight or any load added to it. That's how good it is. The weight of this car, the cab weight is about 1,600 kg. Something else I also want to point out. This one, this comes with what's it called? Daytime running light. All right, has a daytime running light. I actually like it. Though of course, you have to configure it if you want it. So I did that, and so what it means, as soon as you switch on, you start the vehicle, the headlight comes up and stay on till it goes off. I like it this way. Okay, I think it's time to take it for the ride. It's time for us to go. As usual, I'm going to cover this. Yes, I'm more comfortable covering it. Right. Damn it. Okay, guys. Alright, here we go. Of course, the AC after 12 years works perfectly well. According to the first owner, he has never had issue with the AC. Everything works very well. So, alright, let's get into action. So, the AMCs. Now let's go to the gearbox. The AMC's gearbox, like I said, is 6-speed automatic gearbox. It's a very good gearbox, reliable. Well, you could say reliable, and of course the durability will depend on how you maintain it, and probably the usage as well. However, I'm not a fan of it. So I know some people will say, "Oh, what's going on? Since when? I thought you said automatic." Yes, still I'm not a fan of it. And oh, I forgot to mention, yeah, you can see my Red Bull drinks here. At this place, it's more like a fridge, even though it's a glove box. I always have at least like 2 here, and it has a control. Once you switch on the AC, it will start chilling your drinks. If you don't want it to chill your drinks, you can switch it off there. So I always have it. At least you never know. Even if you are not traveling, you could be driving inside the city. All of a sudden, you start feeling fatigued or sleepy. Just all you need is pop-up one, and that's all. I come back to active behind the wheel. So yeah, I always have it there. Even if you don't find it here, I kept it somewhere in the vehicle, so that when I need it, cold or hot, I can always get to it. So the AMC's is a good gearbox, like I was saying, and if you are into automatic gearbox, trust me, you are going to enjoy AMCs. If you ask me, I would say they built it for fuel economy, but of course, if you are buying a 607 as big as the vehicle is with a V6 engine, you shouldn't consider, just remove fuel economy out of your mind, you know. So yeah, I don't really drive it for fuel economy, you know. I honestly don't care, but if you want, it can give you that the best. I think close to like 36 miles per gallon on highway or something. Like I said, I have no interest. I've never even bothered to check the consumption. I just drive it for fun. Of course, it has the manual mode. They call, is it Tiptronic? If you want, you can switch it to manual, let it take over. You use the manual mode, but of course the manual mode is more like an illusion to me, you know. The only thing it helps, sometimes you can catch fun with it, but it can never serve you like a real manual vehicle, you know. They are not the same thing. What else about the gearbox? This gearbox, okay, I'm going to test something now. I want to test that manual mode. One thing I've observed is, okay, I'll switch it back. It has some delays, like slight delay, some seconds or like a second or so when you shift to the manual mode to a higher gear, for example. So it doesn't engage immediately. You know, it will delay like a second or less a second. I don't know how to put it. You know, before it engages that to the higher gear, probably the gear you desire at that particular moment. You shift it, it will come in, but not immediately. Like I said, I think it's probably the gearbox itself or the software that causes that delay. It's not like like some people might say, oh, it's like probably the gearbox is faulty. No, that's the default thing. You know, this gearbox is also in Peugeot 407 V6, and they all behave the same way. In fact, honestly, from my observation, the AMCs, this particular gearbox behaves much better in this 607 V6 than in 407 V6. Same gearbox. I'm not sure if the ECU is the same with the one in 407 gearbox, but they all, what I mean by the same is if the part numbers are the same. But I've observed that this one selects faster or shift faster in Peugeot 607 V6 phase 2 than in Peugeot 407. And a lot of people were like, oh, I have a Peugeot 407 V6, but it kind of drags a little sometimes. And but not the engine per se, but the gearbox doesn't select fast quicker or doesn't shift quicker. So I tell them, if it's not, the problem is probably from the transmission software. That's transmission ECU software. It makes it to delay a little. That when it's on drive mode, not just even the sport mode. Yeah, you can put it on sport mode, but the drive mode can be a little bit sluggish in 407 V6. It doesn't select immediately. Unless you now want to push the car hard, then gives you, then it comes in. In that case, the fuel economy goes off. So that's one of the things about this gear. Other than that, it's very good. In fact, this gearbox is meant for long trip. It's meant for long distance trip. You will enjoy this car when you are doing a long distance drive. You will enjoy it. You put it, especially if you're on drive mode, you should just be selecting gradually and until it gets to gear 6. Even on 130 kilometers per hour or thereabouts, the fuel economy will be very, very good. It won't consume much, you know. So and the good thing about this gearbox as well is in Nigeria we have 3 recommended ATF very much available for it. So it's not like, oh, the maintenance is challenging, considering that the availability of the recommended ATF is a challenge in Nigeria, but it's not. It's available. I think I've done video on that, or if not, I'll do a video on the recommended ATF. It's very much available, so it gives you the opportunity to keep it in good state, to continue to work very well. Of course, the cost of maintenance is higher than the manual. If they produce this Peugeot 607 V6 Phase 2 with manual gearbox, I would have got, that's the one I would have gone for. I wouldn't have gone for this automatic one, but I think it's like standard. At least I've not seen any yet. Even the manual, everything is stated that it comes only with automatic gearbox, which is this AMCs. So I'm yet to see anyone with the manual. However, I've already started gathering things to convert it to manual. As you can see, it's moving smoothly, no issue, nothing. For example, the mileage is about 76 or 78,000. I think, let's just say 75,000 right now. I got this car about, the mileage when I got it was like 62,000 kilometers. That's the mileage when I got the car. I'm the second user of this car. It was bought brand new in Nigeria, and I bought it from the person that used it. So it's like it's 12 years old now, and right now it's about 70 something thousand. So the everything, the engine, the gearbox, every part of this car is still like a brand new car. So, but still, I want to change it. I prefer manual, so I've already gotten a manual gearbox. My initial desire was the 6-speed manual gearbox, but I couldn't find it, so I bought 5-speed. I've gotten some kits too to do the conversion. I'm taking my time since the gearbox is not bad. Anybody, I don't know what I'll do with it when you eventually get rid of when I do the conversion. You know, so maybe whoever that will buy it from me or whatever will enjoy it, because it's like a new gearbox. So the gearbox is very good, selects very well. Like I said, if you're into automatic, you enjoy it. Now the engine has 211 horsepower. You know, 211 horsepower, and it's very, very good. Very good. In fact, it works very well with this gearbox. I wouldn't lie to you. It's very, very, this gearbox performs very well in terms of the engine. Of course, once in a while it can be annoying. The gearbox will annoy you, like when you want it to kick down to come on so I can pick up quicker, it doesn't respond, which could be a software thing or just the way the gearbox works. You know, it's not predictable like the manual. In fact, I don't think any gearbox is always that predictable, you know, because they are electronically controlled, so the electronic part can get confused sometimes, not knowing what you intend to do, unlike the manual where you have to shift it yourself. So the engine is very powerful, 211 horsepower, and it's fun. I've driven the one with manual gearbox in 407 V6 Coupe, 6-speed manual, and it was fun. Seriously, guys, it was very, very fun. So so right now I'm just driving it for fuel economy, you know, and of course I'm not yet into fun drive. Just want to mention all I needed to do. For example, now the steering is no longer as soft as it was when it was stationary, but it hasn't become very heavy because the vehicle speed has not gone up that high, which will soon be very soon. So so right now it's on drive mode. And one more thing I need to mention, this gearbox is a Japanese production. So they are not really like performance gearbox. They are good, they are quick, but one thing I've observed, if you use it on sport mode and you drive the car on sport mode for a long time, after a while the gearbox tends to misbehave for a while. Then later on it goes back to the normal shifting. So if you want to use sport mode, fine, but don't use it for a very long time. What I mean is, don't let the sport mode stay on for like 30 minutes, for more than 30 minutes. Always shift it back to normal drive. Or if you only want to have fun for a long time, just go to manual mode and stay there. Manual mode is very okay, but the sport mode, because the thing with sport mode is you always shift, most times it won't shift back until the RPM gets to race zone. That's my observation. It's not just in this particular one. Almost all the Peugeot 407 V6 and 607 V6 phase 2 with this gearbox, they all behave the same way when you try to drive them harshly or go for fun. Okay guys, I think it's time for fun drive now. So you see how powerful this car is. Alright, so here I go. Man, the power of this car is, I don't know, man. This engine, in fact, it's not just the engine, every part of this car, every part makes it very, very safe. The suspension, the steering, guys, this car is, damn it, very, very powerful. Very, very powerful. I love it. So like right now it's on sport mode. So if you really want to have fun, put it on sport mode or what is it called? The manual mode. However, you can still have fun on the drive mode, but unfortunately you have to press the throttle pedal very, very low. It will almost be touching the floor. So in that case, even the fuel economy, you won't get it anymore. So you can as well just shift it, press on the sport mode, and boom, the full power of the engine. What the sport mode does is it allows the engine power, the full power of the engine to the gearbox to transmit it to the wheel. Unlike the drive mode that sucks a lot of power from the engine, it doesn't get to the wheel of the vehicle. And that's the good thing about manual transmission, because the manual transmission, all the power of that engine goes to the wheel, at least goes to 95 or even more percent, depending on the state of your clutch kit. I mean clutch kit, I mean the friction plate, most especially the friction plate. It's based on how good it is. That will determine how many engine power that goes to the wheel of the vehicle. So the sport mode does that. What it does is it will lock up the torque converter so that you know, it engages faster. The engine works much better. It's as if it's now direct. The engine and the gear is now directly connected. There's nothing between them. So that's a good thing. Other than that, this car is very good. I think I may need to shut off for a while. Let me just have fun. Alright guys. Ahead, so more thing before I forget. The brakes. Now this particular Peugeot 607 has a very powerful brake. Very powerful braking system. The front brake caliper has 2 pinions, and not just because it has 2 pinions, honestly guys, it's wonderful. And you will find this same braking system in Peugeot 407 V6, right? So once you use the original brake, you'll be marveled at the stopping distance. How the vehicle stops is like woof. You know, damn, I love this car, man. The power is amazing. It's amazing, you know. So It shares, so like I said, the braking system is almost the same with Peugeot 407 V6. Then the suspension parts is like the front stabilizer links, what we call linkage, is the same with Peugeot 406. So of course the shock absorbers are different anyway. So that's what I just wanted to mention. So in terms of repair, you will find some of the parts in other Peugeot cars. So it's not like Peugeot 607 parts as cars, no. It shares some parts with other Peugeot cars that are also common. So that shouldn't be a concern if you are worried of buying this car and you won't find parts to be maintained it. Man, this car is quite amazing. Damn. That's how good the brake is. Very, very powerful brake. Very, very powerful. Of course, it has so many kinds of braking systems. What? Is it EBS? ABS? So many of them, I can't even remember. Sometimes I do switch off the ESP. Because ESP sometimes can suck up the power of the vehicle. So I just switch it off, have some fun. But right now it's on anyway. So, okay, let me go back to the normal drive mode, right? Okay, so right now it's on drive mode, and it will still move. It can still move quite, but you realize that for you to now go very, very fast, you have to press it down very, very well. In that case, the consumption goes high. So that's about it. So guys, I think I'll be leaving you guys here, and I think you guys, at least now you've seen how good this car is. You know, you can actually enjoy it, have fun with it. The maintenance cost is not high, you know. Like people think that, oh, it's very, very problematic. Nothing on this car has been touched. None of the fuses have been touched. Everything electrical. The only thing I know we've changed on this engine is the spark plugs. Then the starter motor. Yeah, I've replaced the starter motor by myself. What else? All the oxygen, every part of everything, the mechanical, of course the brake pads, we change it. Every part, 12 years after, you still have almost everything intact. All the electrical parts, everything, like I said, not even a fuse after 12 years has grown. So for people that are saying, Peugeot cars, they are not good and that, no, you don't know what they're talking about. It all depends on the handling. You know, so if you love a Peugeot 607, the looks, everything, go and get yours. You enjoy it. Just don't abuse the vehicle. Like I'm enjoying mine. You've seen it. The engine is very powerful, and all you need is use the recommended oil. For me, I use total was 9,005 W40. That's what I use, and it will last you at least. I always tell people that oil is so good that at least the minimum change interval is 6 months. Though I go beyond 6 months, but at least if you are scared, you can use the minimum you could use it for is 6 months. So in that case, that would be like 2 times a year. But other than that, you can change it. Of course, it depends on the mileage too. If you are the type that do up to 10,000 kilometers in a month, of course you have to use the mileage to do the changing. You can do every 10,000 kilometers or every 12,000. I don't know. You know, it's up to you. Even though Peugeot said 24,000 kilometers or thereabouts, or 12,000, but me, I use most because I have more than one car, so I can never get to that mileage before the 6th or 8th month or thereabouts. So it's up to you how you want to do that. So guys. So this Peugeot 607 is very, very good. If you can get the phase 2 from 2004 to 2010 model, unless you have issue with automatic gearbox, you prefer manual, then you can get a V6 one. If you want a V6, you can get V6 one with manual, but it only comes in phase 1. That's in 99 to 2003. That's the only period you can get the manual one. But if you want the phase 2 that comes with more gadgets and you know, has a different wiring system, in fact it's almost similar to that of Peugeot 407, the wiring system. So if you want that type, yeah, you can get the one. You can get the 2004 to 2010 model. So that's it, guys. I'll do another review for another Peugeot vehicle very soon.